Hello, everyone. Good evening, and welcome to another mini training and live with me here on Insta. And today we are going to be talking about anxiety and how it shows up in the body and how we can release it. Okay, so I just want to tell you guys that I have been working a lot with anxiety with a lot of people, with myself, navigating some of the issues that I have faced in my life. And the body is the main vessel where it shows up for us and where we need to work with it. Okay, I hope the music is sufficient. I wanted to add something to set the mood, and I also have some scented candles lit. So we are just going to be talking about how and when it shows up for us in the body. Okay, so if you have attended my previous live, I explain a lot in detail about why anxiety comes up in the body and how worry or consciously thinking about the things that make you anxious are related to your body, and how anxiety is sort of showing up there for you. Okay, so if you've missed out on that live, it's in my profile. You can just check it and it will be there for you. So please pardon me, I have a habit of looking at my clients in their face. So here I am looking myself as I speak, because I can't really see you guys, but I do try to see the camera from time to time. Okay, so again, I urge everyone, if you have any questions for today's live, please leave it in the question box. There is a dialogue below with a question mark on it, and you could just leave your questions there for me. Okay. So hello everyone, welcome to today's live. So a lot of the times you may have noticed that you feel a wave of emotions, and they are very physical in nature, in the sense that you feel it in your body. You can feel it in your stomach, your shoulders feel heavy, your chest feels suffocated. So it shows up in the body. A lot of the times we associate very bodily features with the emotion of anxiety. Now, I want to tell you all that anxiety, even though we commonly know it as a disorder, okay, but it actually is a type of emotion that is very bodily. It shows up in the body through sweating, palpitations, restlessness, shaking of the knees, hands, feeling very, very jittery in the body, feeling suffocated. So it shows up through the body. Yeah. So that's why we don't really think of anxiety whenever we feel these emotions. We give it different names like fear, nervousness, restless. And I want to tell you that they are all part of anxiety. Okay, they are all showing up in different forms. It's words that we use to describe the feeling in different ways, but the main word for it is anxiety. Okay, so that helps us get a clarity that, okay, this is what I'm facing, this is anxiety, and it manifests in different ways, by which it is called restlessness. When we are only experiencing that restlessness in the body, it is, we're calling it fear when the threat is extremely real. For example, there's an earthquake and you get anxious. So that is fear, because the threat is real. But let's say you are anxious about getting in an elevator because you're scared of taking lifts or elevators. That is anxiety only, because the threat is a perceived threat. You might or might not get stuck, yeah, but you still are, very much worried, as if you're already stuck in the lift. Okay, so these are different connotations that people use daily for anxiety. So I wanted to clarify that. So let's say you're facing this wave of emotions, yeah, and in my last live I had discussed that these feelings are usually sparked from certain beliefs which are in our subconscious. Okay, and these beliefs get formed in our childhood. Yeah, and they are formed in our childhood because we receive input and emotions and environmental cues and thoughts from others, stories from others, that sort of create our own inner landscape. Okay, and what happens is, when we hear these things which might give us anxiety now, and I had taken the example of fear of darkness. Okay, so we receive this at a time when we are not mature enough, or our brain is not developed enough to differentiate between what darkness actually is, or just this concept of darkness and something scary in it. Okay, so we just absorb it as we get it, and it becomes part of us. And somewhere in our system this belief remains that, okay, darkness is not pleasant, something scary might be lurking in a dark space. Okay, so what happens is, as an adult now, you understand that this room is dark and I can just put on the light and I will be safe. I can see what is there and there's nothing to be worried about. But you still might get that uneasy feeling in the body, you know, and you don't know why this uneasiness is coming. You are like, okay, there's nothing to be scared of, there's nothing to be stressed about, but you get these uneasy feelings. It could happen even in other situations in your life, you know, where you know that something is not scary, or you are like, okay, I've dealt with this situation in the past, it's done, but you still feel uneasy. That is because somewhere the body associates this being scary and it starts getting activated, you know. We start palpitating, breathing very fast to take in more oxygen so that we can be alert. Yeah, the body has a set mechanism that comes into play. You get restless so that you might be ready to fight or to run away, you know. So there is some kind of a restlessness, and because so much of blood gets pumped throughout the body, you know, and your hands and feet, they get very jittery, you start sweating profusely, and even your stomach may feel queasy. You know, if you're hungry or if you haven't eaten for some time, your stomach may feel queasy. Okay, so like I said, the body has already formed this association. Even though you heard it with your senses, you saw that darkness could be scary as a child through your eyes, but somewhere in the body, the nervous system is remembering it. Yeah, the unconscious or the subconscious mind is sort of like still projecting that feeling. So I'm going to share with you a few things that you can do to work with your body, okay, and to sort of navigate any kind of anxiety that might still be present. All right, okay. So okay, there is a comment by Yashwant, is it? Okay, so do we develop any phobia due to this anxiety or all of these issues? Yes, it can move up to becoming a full-fledged phobia, because phobia is an irrational fear. So where the threat is not really present, it's an imagined threat, and if we keep getting feedback at a time where we are not developed enough to differentiate between what a real threat or imagined threat is, or an irrational threat is, we may develop it into a phobia. So yes, there is a chance. Okay, so I'm going to talk about a few body practices today that you can use to soothe your anxiety. All right. So before we begin, I want to share something with you guys, which I think is extremely important, and that is to have a routine. It is not only for anxiety, or it is not only for your mental health. It is just for you living in this life also to navigate through any ups and downs that cause you turmoil. Yeah, your mental health is not just your mind or brain, but it's also your body. Okay, so any kind of routine where you're able to spend that kind of time with yourself, where you can just gather yourself back and settle down, is very important to be practiced every day. So one example that I want to share with you all is my own everyday routine. So it's excellent if that is a workout, or if it is a journaling practice, or if it is a morning meditative routine. Of course, these are excellent practices to have, but a lot of the times what happens is we are busy catching up with life and we can't really hold on to these practices. You know, let's say you fall sick and then your workout schedule is out the window and it's very difficult to catch back on it, or you have a meditation routine but then you go on a trip and you can't really practice it there, and then again it goes out for a toss. Yeah, so for me, I have a coffee routine. So what I usually do is I make sure that I have my cup of coffee with my own time and space. It's like 15 minutes or 20 minutes in the morning where I sit down with my cup of coffee and I just sip it, and I don't really talk to anyone, or at max I might be having a conversation with my husband. But I try to take that time to sort of settle myself in the morning to face the day. Yeah, and there is nothing fancy or complicated about it. It's just me and my cup of coffee, but I take that time to sort of be with myself, gather myself. So this is something that I've included in my routine so that it's easy for me to practice. I know for sure I'm going to be having a cup of coffee no matter where I am, no matter what is going on. Either in the morning or in the evening, I have that one regular cup of coffee. And you can change it up. And for a long time in the past, it was about me making sure that I prepare one meal for myself and I put on a podcast or some music. So I'm not talking to anyone, I have this music going on and I'm doing my cooking, and it just helps me have this me time. Yeah, because if we don't dedicatedly take out this me time, your mind or your body is going to find sneaky ways, insidious ways that develop into habits that you don't want. An example is staying up late at night. It's like the whole day I'm working, I have so many people that I'm answering to, and so when do I get my me time? It's at night when everybody is fallen asleep and I'm just scrolling on my phone endlessly, or I'm watching something and I see the clock, I see the time, and it's getting later and later, but I still can't put myself to sleep. Only when I feel satisfied, that's when I do. So that's the reason why you need this me time dedicatedly for you, and it doesn't have to be a self-care routine, anything complicated. Okay, and so now that I've shared this with you, I want to tell you that these body practices could also be included in your me time. Yeah, so first and foremost, breathing in a particular way is a body-based practice that really helps you regulate your body, regulate your emotions, and also be more in touch with your body, in the sense that where are these feelings showing up for me, and releasing them. Okay, so one of the practices is to always sit in a comfortable space, a space that you can call your safe space, and remember to keep your back rested. Your back is a big portion of your body, so the moment you rest it, there is a sense of support that your brain gets, the input of a support and relaxation. Okay, so you rest your back and you breathe in with your nose and blow out with your mouth. Okay, so you breathe in and blow out. All right, and you breathe in 1 2 3. Okay, and breathe out 1 2 3. Again, breathe in 1 2 3. So this kind of breath work is something that is very helpful and very important when you want to sort of regulate your body and emotions in the body. Okay, so breathing or breath work is the simplest tool. It is available for you right away. You can do it anywhere, anytime. Yeah, I mean, there is judgment around breathing deeply also, because people will say, calm down, take a deep breath, or they'll be like, why are you breathing so deeply suddenly, are you anxious? So there is judgment around it, and so we sort of shy away from doing deep breaths as well, and I completely get that, but it is so simple. You can excuse yourself, go to the washroom, and take these deep breaths. If you're in the middle of a meeting or work, you could also excuse yourself to take a phone call, and after the phone call or before, take a few deep breaths. So always remember to breathe in and blow out, and as you blow out, try to blow out everything that you're feeling in the body. Set an intention that I'm just going to release this tiredness, this tightness, all of this restlessness from my body. Okay, so blow out from your mouth. All right, another practice that I want to share with you is to make sounds as you are blowing out. Okay, so instead of just doing a blowout, you make a sound. So a lot of the times what I do is I breathe in. Okay, my back is rested. I breathe in and I do ha, and I breathe in once again, ha. So this kind of a sound, it is also stimulating your throat and the whole nerve area around from your mouth till your stomach, because it takes that breath, and it takes all the muscles here and it moves it. So it's also soothing something called as the vagus nerve, which is very, very helpful in relaxing you and sort of developing and nourishing that nerve is like going to really help you with managing your anxiety. Another thing you can do is breathe in, and as you breathe out from your nose, but make a sound from your mouth. Okay, so maybe a lot of you can connect it to Om breathing, where you breathe out and say Om, but a lot of people shy away from that, again because we have connections to that and religious practices, etc. So you just breathe in and you can say ha, or you can say Okay, so again that humming sound or the ah sound is stimulating that vagus nerve. Yeah, so 2 practices shared already. Now we come to a somatic practice for the body. Okay, so I'm just going to put on some music and we are going to do this together. If you are watching now, I invite you to do this with me, and if you're going to watch later, then also I hope that you do sort of go through this exercise. Okay, so you don't have to put on music, but I would like to, so I'm just going to do that. And basically this is the practice of sort of finding somatic awareness, and somatic awareness is like body awareness. Okay, so what you first do again is to sit in a space that is comfortable for you. So right now I'm in my office space, it's comfortable for me, I feel safe. And when you sit down, remember to place your hands like this on your thighs. Okay, place them on your thighs and open palms on your thighs, and I want you to breathe normally. Okay, breathe normally. And as you breathe, I want you to focus on where in the body do heavy emotions show up for you. Whenever you feel anxious, you feel nervous, where does it come? A lot of people say it shows up in my throat. A lot of people say it shows up in my chest. Okay, so just breathe in, connect with your body. And clear your mind of any thoughts, anything that might be showing up right now. Tell yourself, I'll think about this later, and just keep breathing. Slowly connect with your body. You can rock just the way I'm rocking to the rhythm of the music to help you connect, or you can sit still. And as you connect, place one hand now wherever anxiety shows up for you. So let's say it shows up here, you feel choked, you may feel suffocated, you can't express yourself, it feels like it's here. Place your hand there, wherever it comes up for you. Okay, place your hand there and focus on this part, and just tell this part of yours, I'm not here to get rid of you, I just want to understand you. I am not here to get rid of you, I just want to understand you. Okay, and you can say this out loud or in your mind. Okay, so you place your hand wherever the anxiety is showing up for you and just say, I am not here to get rid of you, I'm just here to understand you. And slowly see and feel it subsiding. Connect with this part. Keep your hand there. Connect with this part. Like me, if you want, you can keep rocking to the rhythm of the music. And just see to understand this anxiety. See where is it coming from? Why is it coming for you? Okay? And now, when you have established a connection, you tell yourself that I'm safe. I'm safe, and this anxiety no longer needs to show up. Tell this anxiety, you no longer need to show up. I'm safe. You are safe. And now again, you can do the blowout breathing and blow it out. So this is one way by which you can connect with your body wherever anxiety is showing up for you and sort of release it, okay? Release it. And as you release, it's okay to feel a bit lightheaded. It's okay to feel thirsty. It's okay to feel tired, sleepy. If a yawn is coming, please go ahead and take a long deep yawn. Let your brain get that oxygen and feel more alert, feel more connected to your body. Yeah. And if you want to go a bit deeper, okay, if you want to go a bit deeper and maybe go to the root of your anxiety, you can continue this exercise a bit more. You can continue, okay? So how we can continue is by placing the hand here, continuing, and before you decide that, okay, I am safe, this anxiety no longer needs to show up for me in my body, I'm safe. So what we are doing is that we are consciously telling ourselves that whatever input I received when I was a child in my body, I don't need to work on that input. I don't need that data to sort of process my present. Okay, I can choose to feed my own new data, which is that I'm safe. Okay, so again, keeping your hand here, you can continue rocking your body to the rhythm, or you can sit still and keep your hand here. And as you tell your anxiety that I'm not trying to get rid of you, I just want to understand you, keep breathing. I'm not trying to get rid of you, I'm just trying to understand you. And from this position, slowly ask this anxiety, how old are you when you got created in my body? When did I create you in my body? How old are you when you were created in my body? Okay, when did I create you in my body? Or how old were you when you got created? How old were you? And you may find a number popping in your mind. Okay, it is easy for us to doubt it. It's easy for us to brush it off like, oh, it's just number, imaginary. But I encourage you to go with it. Okay, so if a number pops in your mind, go with that number. Go with that number and see. Let's say 6 comes, or let's say 13 comes. Okay, and you just find yourself back to where you were when you were 13. Okay, so let's say 13 comes up and you just focus on that age. As you are connecting with your body, you have that hand place, you are rocking yourself, you are listening to the music, you are connected, you are breathing. Use these anchors to move into that age. Okay, go into becoming 13 in the sense, recall, see what comes up for you when you focus on the 13th year of your life, or when you focus on the 6th year of your life. It's okay for it to not make sense. It doesn't have to make sense right now. You can ponder over it later. Okay, but just see what was happening to me when I was 13. What was happening to me? Oh, I was told by my math teacher that I'm horrible at math and I'm going to remain a stupid forever. I'm going to remain a stupid fool forever, Or I was told by my cousin that, I'm not cool enough to fit in with them, and so I'm not wanted. And it could be a particular incident where you didn't have the tools to navigate, or you didn't know what could be a possible solution. So you absorbed it. And you came to a conclusion, I'm not good enough, I'm not cool enough, I am not brilliant enough, I am not skilled enough, anything. Okay, so when you identify that conclusion, you can contemplate on it later, but it will be related to the kind of anxiety that you are showing up now, because your body has somewhere absorbed it. And we are working with the body's anxiety, not with the worry. Okay, we are working with the body anxiety. So you just now stay with that inner child. That 13-year age or that 6-year age is your inner child. So you keep holding on to her or him, and you just tell him, I'm not going to get rid of you. I'm here to understand you. I'm going to be here with you till you feel safe again. And just visualize being with 13-year-old you, 6-year-old you, just sitting with that part of you. You both are sitting together, breathing deeply, calming yourself down, understanding and embodying that you are safe. Your present life does not have that threat. You're safe now, okay? And just sit with yourself till you start feeling safe again. Take time to do this. So what happens is, a lot of the times these conclusions that we make stay in the body. And when there are situations which are similar to it, in any essence, guys, it could be that your cousin said something to you, but the new colleague at your office has similar hair like your cousin, wears a similar kind of clothes, has a similar type of voice tone. These are micro triggers actually. Small things which you may even brush off that this is nothing, it's meaningless, doesn't mean anything. They are micro triggers for the body, because your body is picking up these cues through the senses. Okay, through your whole being, it's picking up these cues and it feels vulnerable once again, and the same emotions show up, and I'm not saying it's just anxiety. With anxiety, it could be hurt at the rejection from the past. It could be anger, that why was I rejected. It could be anxiety and fear. It could be sadness, guilt, shame. So many emotions could be with the anxiety, okay? But understanding that these micro triggers stay in the body, which pick up the cues and trigger us. So even in a sorted situation, you may start feeling anxious, you may start palpitating, and you have no clue why. Know that the information is still present in the body and it has not been processed well. So these techniques of mindful breathing, releasing through the breath, stimulating the vagus nerve, and just being somatically aware, bodily aware of where the anxiety is showing up, and just soothing yourself and being present, okay? And remember to always tell yourself that I am safe, yeah? So I hope you guys liked this mini training live, and I will be seeing you guys tomorrow again. And tomorrow we are going to be talking about coming back to ease and how we can practice ease. Yeah, if you missed out my live on worrying and how to understand about why you worry, why repetitive thoughts come, and this whole concept of how anxiety is stored in the body, go check my live from day before yesterday. It's on my profile, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.